Craig Studnicky from RelatedISG International Realty, and welcome to the next edition of the Insider Series. I think I told you last week that Carolina Gertz was going to have us on tour, and that we were going to be live this week from Weston. Well, here I am. I'm the RelatedISG office in Weston, Florida. I'm here with Ralph Viera, one of our top producers of RelatedISG in 2020. It's clearly been a challenging year in 2020, and Ralph has defied the odds and is doing remarkably well. And more than that, it's really great to have you here today.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure. It's a pleasure. You know, part of the purpose of the Insider Series, Ralph, is to give all of your colleagues inside RelatedISG, as well as those outside of RelatedISG, the brokers that you work with every day, compete with, and or cooperate with on various listings, a little bit more about you. And you are a top producer in this company, and clearly you've experienced some things this year that I think the agents would like to hear about. But before we get started, would you please share with everybody a little bit about Ralph? When did you come? And I know you're a Jersey boy, which, as am I, folks. So that's one of the. When I met Ralph a couple of years ago, I had an instant liking for you, and now I know why. But you came here from New Jersey.
Yep.
No one knows when. No one knows why. Why did you choose real estate as a profession? Why did you join RelatedISG? I'm awfully glad you did. And why do you stay with RelatedISG? So take it, Ralph.
So I came from Jersey in 1974. My parents came down. We went from Cuba to Jersey and came down to South Florida in 1974.
Wow. So you've been here a long time.
I've been here since 74. I have two passions in life.
So you were here 2 years after the perfect season for the Dolphins.
Yes.
Dolphins haven't had a perfect season or even close ever since. Sorry. Just as a way of perspective.
Yeah. I have two passions in life. One is automotive, and the other one is real estate.
Why automotive?
When I was in high school, I took aviation mechanics and auto mechanics, and I started as a mechanic working part-time, and then I went to work for Ford and I made a career out of it for 23 years in parts and service and body shop, fixed operations, part of the dealerships, and I was very successful because of my passion.
Yeah.
It's what I love doing. In 2001, 2002, I started playing in real estate.
Playing as an investor?
I went to get my real estate license.
Okay.
I learned enough about real estate that I said, I don't need this license. Let me go start buying and flipping, and that's where leveraging my money came into play.
Okay.
I bought my first house when I was 21. A lot of people don't even accomplish that at 21. So then I started buying and flipping houses, and I own rental properties all the way from Gainesville, Florida to Kendall.
Congratulations.
Yes.
And you are married with how many children?
So I got 3 daughters.
Okay.
And I got 7 grandchildren.
Congratulations. Wow. So you get spoiled all the time with those grandkids.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on that highway now. You're a little bit ahead of me in that regard, but it's wonderful the feeling of those grandkids look at us like we're 30 feet tall. You know, it's no one else ever looks at you like your grandchildren.
Oh, you're right. Absolutely.
Nobody.
And the things they get away with you.
Yes,
it's unbelievable.
It's great. It's great. I know. But anyway, so that's how you got into real estate. Your first house at 21 and lots of rental properties.
Right.
And that's how you build wealth, as you probably know.
Correct.
When you have the opportunity to buy rental properties and just sit back and then let the rental income pay for the debt service and all the expenses, then you let time do its magic with real estate, and all of a sudden you become rather wealthy. Real estate just does it for you.
So a few years ago, I sold all the properties we had.
Okay.
And then I went and got my real estate license because that's what I wanted to do.
Okay.
That's my second passion. I no longer wanted to buy and flip or be a landlord, nothing like that. I wanted to be on the side of
selling.
Okay.
And when was that?
That was 4.5 years ago.
Okay. And who did you start with then? 4.5 years ago.
I started with a different company here in Weston.
Okay.
I started part-time. My goal was to sell one property at $300,000. If I was lucky enough.
In what period of time?
One a month.
1 a month. Okay. Okay.
That was my goal. If I was lucky enough to get 2, great. But my goal was 1.
Okay.
Almost 2.5 years ago, I met Carolina.
Carolina Gertz.
Yep.
Our executive vice president.
My stepdaughter worked for the W in Fort Lauderdale, which obviously we're a developer of.
Yeah, yeah.
And she says, why don't you talk to Catalina and come work for Related? And I came to actually this office here and met with Catalina, and kind of, when we met, how you get a gut feeling that somebody's right for you.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt about it. And that's why I came over.
That's fabulous. I'm very grateful to Carolina for that. What is it about, so Carolina made certain promises about RelatedISG. This is what we're all about. She said culture, she said marketing, she said we really produce and we really support you. And she delivered on all the promises.
100%, and then some.
And then some. And that's what keeps you in RelatedISG.
Yeah, because of management, yourself, Carolina, the people here, the culture here, is what keeps us, in the where we're at, where we're so good.
It's truly lovely to hear that from you. I mean that sincerely. There are many of your colleagues in RelatedISG that feel the same way. Eventually, I'm going to get to all of them, and all of them a chance to speak for themselves about what we try to deliver with RelatedISG. I've said before that I believe that real estate and politics is very local in nature, and we are a local company. This is Related and it's ISG, two companies that have been in South Florida for over 30 years. And one of the messages that we're trying to get out is that these two companies, Related and ISG, understand South Florida better than any of our competitors.
Absolutely.
And what we try to do is share all of our collective experience and insight into South Florida to all of our agents, and then back it up with a lot of strong marketing support. We try to deliver as best we can every day,
and you do.
And I'm happy to hear you say that, because I promise you we really do try. Now, also, part of the Insider Series in getting to know you and getting your colleagues in RelatedISG to get to know you is for you to reveal what I call your secret sauce. Everybody has a certain thing, particularly when you're in sales. They get you up every day. It's that Jerry Maguire thing. It makes you, face the world despite the headwinds that you experience in either your personal or professional life. And no one gets through life without getting a few scratches and bruises. No one.
No.
And everybody would like to hear what your secret sauce is. But before we get there, your specialty is West Broward, and particularly with single family homes, and parts of Miami.
Right.
You've been with RelatedISG now for a solid 2 years.
Right.
So it's been a crazy 2 years, particularly in 2020. But if you would share with everybody your own insight into the difference in the trends between 2019, 2020, what is it that you're focused on and why? Your colleagues in RelatedISG would love to hear from you.
What I'm focused on is providing the best service available to my buyers and sellers. Okay.
Okay.
Where you have passion and you care about your client base, whether it be on the seller side or the buyer side. I've worked with first-time buyers that are buying a $150,000 condo for the first time in their life to somebody that's buying $1 million. Okay. You have to have passion and dedication and love what you do. That for me is not working. I enjoy my tagline on my emails and on my cars and everything. It says, making life one long weekend. Why? Because I enjoy what I do every day. Okay. I had the passion when I was in the automotive business, and I bring that passion over to real estate, my second passion. I love real estate. I love the challenge of seeing what the market is doing. How is it developing? How are the prices going up? Are they going to drop? Are they not going to drop? Everybody has that question, and the reality is the market is just going up.
Well, you and I had a chance to work briefly together at Brickell City Center, and I saw that soft bedside manner that you approached the customers there. So everything you're telling me right now is not much of a surprise to me. And so much of it is you learned in New Jersey, I'm sure. What's happening with the single-family home market this year?
Single-family home market is great. During all this pandemic, it's been a blessing for me. I can't say otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you said that at lunch. Yeah.
I said that at lunch because it's all about taking care of the customer. It doesn't matter who the customer is. Okay. I had a lot of sellers that were concerned. How am I going to get people in? What am I going to do? How do I take precautions? You just set it up and you make the customer at ease, whether it's the seller or the buyer. Just wear gloves, wear booties on your shoes, a face mask. If you don't have them, I have them in my car. You only do certain days, certain hours, get everybody in, get excited, and you sell the property.
Where are most of your buyers coming from for the single family homes in, say, this West Broward area? And is it any different from 19?
Most of them are local.
Okay,
I have a couple of buyers from out of state.
okay.
Okay.
Out of state like Northeast, out of state California.
One is from New York.
Okay,
One is from Georgia.
okay,
Okay. They want a second. One of them wants a second home in the Keys. One wants a second home in. A first home in. It's going to be a primary home in Kendall. They're relocating out of New York. But the majority of all my buyers and sellers are here from South Florida. Interest rates are super low, so now I could afford a bigger house. Now I want a bigger house.
Are they a lot of young people?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so smart. They can get mortgage rates for under 3%. Under 3%?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what was the mortgage rate, if you can remember, when you bought your first house when you were 21 years of age?
7, 8, 9.
Yeah, okay. I was telling you about my first house in New Jersey. I negotiated a 9% 30-year fixed rate loan. And if I could moonwalk, I would have. I thought it was such an extraordinary rate. Now it's under 3%. No, I'm noticing that too. The trend with a lot of millennials that prior to 2020 were dedicated renters, they're now switching into homeowners, and what a time, what a time. Both of my children live up in the New York area. They both own their homes, and I encourage them to do that because with these mortgage rates, I think they're going to stay low for a couple of years.
Yeah, I believe so.
But this window of opportunity is indeed extraordinary. And yes, it's the silver lining in what has been this crazy pandemic year, but it is one of the unique silver linings. And I know you're doing more than one house a month. So whatever your original goal was when you started in real estate, you're doing a lot better than that this year. And everybody from RelatedISG is just so happy for you. And God knows you deserve it. You work hard. But nevertheless, it's been 2020 and there have been headwinds.
Absolutely.
And there are days when your professional life doesn't go as planned, as well as despite how carefully you try to manage it. Not to mention your personal life with 7 grandchildren and 3 daughters. Not everything goes perfectly every single day. So what is your secret sauce, Ralph? And by the way, before you even answer, I have an Instagram account and I read your Instagram posts, I think virtually every day. And you're one of the few that kind of gets me through some of the headwinds that I have to encounter. You have a certain way of, the messages that you post are indeed unusual, and any of you that are not watching Ralph Viera on Instagram, I encourage you to, because his messages are profound. But
Thank you.
I don't want to usurp what you have to say.
My secret sauce is very simple. Enjoy what you do. Be passionate about what you do. Enjoy it that to the point where you're just helping people. Doesn't matter if you're a buyer or you're a seller. I'm here to provide a service that's going to help you. And having passion about it, understanding the market, and just enjoying it, it's not work, it's enjoyment.
That's pretty simple.
That's my success.
But you do it every day.
I do it every day.
It comes from here.
It comes from the
You
inside.
gotta admit, when you have to think about it, it doesn't work. When it comes from inside,
Absolutely.
and you don't have to think about it, even your customers pick up on that energy, and it draws everybody together.
Absolutely.
It's I met a guy once at the Muse condominium that we sold for Property Markets Group several years ago, and he said to me, Craig, don't chase money because you scare money when you chase money. Just do the best job you can for your clients, and the money will find you. And that's kind of another way of what you just said.
Yeah.
But it's even with gray hair, we appreciate the wisdom behind that, because that's actually how it works.
Yeah.
It truly is. Well, Ralph, on behalf of Carolina and everybody at RelatedISG, it's truly a joy to work with you.
Thank you.
You so exemplify the culture that we try to, this family atmosphere and this feeling that we have, where we truly work together and have each other's back and make the experience every day as pleasant as it possibly can. You do, and it's just a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you very, very much. And folks, next week, Carolina and I will be in Coral Gables. Not sure who Carolina wants to be the next candidate on the Insider Series, but I'm sure will be as interesting as the previous discussions. It's always a pleasure being with all of you. Here we are on September the 16th in 2020. We're 3 months away from Christmas. I don't know what you're thinking about getting me, but I'll give you a couple of hints. But nevertheless, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody next week. Thanks, and be safe out there. Bye-bye.